What's going on, everyone? Happy Friday. Thank God it's Friday. I felt like this week was very, very long. Not necessarily because it was a bad week or anything. You know, I did have a red day this week. Been a long time since I've had a red day across the board on my funded accounts, about $680. Not the end of the world. Again, was a little busy and tied up with some things this week. My mom's birthday was yesterday. I took her out to breakfast, spent the day with her. And, you know, just kind of took my minds off the charts yesterday. And then earlier this week, we went out and played some golf. So as it comes time to the end of the year, it's time to start unwinding a little bit. And that doesn't mean not showing up to work. And that doesn't mean not taking any trades, but maybe not taking as many trades. Maybe, you know, being accepting of what the market is giving you. Today is a perfect example of that. That's why I wanted to make this video. Because it was one of those days where literally off the open, we had just a massive 200+ point rally, literally without a downtick for the first 45 minutes to an hour. So what do you do in those type of situations? Well, one thing that I was kind of pointing out to a lot of people in my Discord and Evolution Traders was that, you know, whether you missed a move, whether you caught a little piece of the move, or whether you were trying to go the opposite way because you didn't believe in the move, or whether you did nothing at all and were stuck like a deer in the headlights, you got to accept what the market gave and what the market did. Now, a lot of times traders will, maybe let's say you guys took a trade long today, and then you're looking at the market still continuing to run and run and run. What that does is it forces you to kind of stop and think to yourself and say, oh my gosh, you know, I need to find a way to get back in this trade. When realistically, if the market kind of passes you by once and passes you by twice, you have to pull your foot all the way off the trigger and all the way off the pedal, I guess I should say, and just kind of say, that's it, right? There's going to be better trade opportunities next week. Because one of the things that I was trying to emphasize and point out this morning in the room was, it doesn't matter what we want. It doesn't matter what we missed. It doesn't particularly matter if we took 5 points on a 200-point move. The market doesn't have to move for us. The market doesn't have to set up a new play. The market doesn't have to completely reverse, which today it almost did, but it doesn't have to do anything. And you need to be accepting of it. So today is one of those days where I literally took 3 trades, only one of them to the future side, and the other 2 trades were in options. So I played some options. Again, you guys know that I'm an options trader. That's always going to, you know, trump any of my futures trading. But I was only able to catch one little trade in the futures market, and that was a 30-minute opening range. One level that I was pointing out and I was looking at coming into today's session was yesterday's high. So what I was kind of making notations on yesterday in the Discord was, if we opened up above yesterday's highs, then what I want to see is a quick pullback, or I want to see a confirmation of whatever pre-market high is put in. If we pull back off the open, I want to see if bulls stop, stand, and then run us through going from red to green. What happened was today we opened up and we broke those pre-market highs, which was over yesterday's highs, and then it just ran. So that was your first initial setup. This is just kind of a momentum play here. Literally the first 5-minute candle just immediately shot up off the gates. There was a 15-minute opening range. You can see here 5, 10, 15 minutes worth of candles. Here's the high price here at around 20,590. Next candle at 9:45 opens up, confirms, and then takes another ride to the top side. And then it continues, and it continues some more. And it was about the time where the 30-minute opening range was getting ready to close, where I was kind of thinking to myself, well, you know, is this the safest play? Probably not, because the market's already, you know, it's pushed up so far already, you know, almost 150 points at this particular time. But what are we going to do, right? Accept what the market is giving us. If we do confirm that 30-minute opening range, take that trade. So again, 1 trade, 2 trades, 3 trades. I only partook in this last trade here, the 30-minute opening range, because a lot of my options plays were right here immediately. As soon as we, you know, kind of dipped or confirmed pre-market highs, I got in. And then I kind of waited for a little bit of a pullback to see if we were going to hold. And then I double dipped on some of those option plays. And then so by the time I'm really getting over here to look at futures, we're kind of already up here at the top, and I really only have one true setup left, which is the 30-minute opening range. So that's one thing that you need to kind of identify, is that if you're playing, let's say, a strategy like the 20 SMA scalping strategy, well, you didn't really get a setup until about 2 hours off the open, which was a short setup. However, you need to have a little bit more tools in your belt to kind of identify opening ranges or identify a break over pre-market highs that is confirming a daily channel, you know, those type of things. But also, you also need to tell yourself, if you missed all of this move, your best bet is not to try to short every new high because you're anticipating some type of pullback. Your best move is to probably just accept that the market passed you by and come back and trade next week. Okay, now I know there was opportunities to catch some downside on some shorts later, but if you realistically think about it, I mean, you're sitting here 1, 2, 3, 4 hours before the market really started to dump. And I don't know about you, but I'm human. I do have a life. And I also, you know, would be very, very anxious and restless to say that I could be patient for 4 hours and just wait for the dump to finally happen. Again, if you did, congratulations to you, because you have a lot more patience than myself. For me, I want to see, what is that initial move? Can I catch something before lunchtime? And then let's wrap it up. Because for me, that's going to save a lot of mental energy. It's going to allow me to be a lot less stressed. And it's just going to allow me to be consistent on a day in and day out basis. Now, that doesn't mean that I'm going to win every day. But what it is it's keeping my work schedule consistent. It's keeping my trade count consistent. It's keeping my P&L consistent, whether it's for the green or for the red. And it's keeping me on a schedule. And I think that's best for a lot of traders, is to be on a schedule and not necessarily show up to work at 8 in the morning and then don't leave until 5, but have some type of routine and some daily schedules and some rules that you're going to actually follow. Now, again, if you're having trouble blowing accounts up and you're having trouble oversizing and going on tilt and doing all this crazy madness stuff, only you can change that. There's not a person on YouTube, there's not a book that you're going to read that's going to make you change who you are as a person. You really need to bite down and dig down deep and make those corrections, because without making those corrections, day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5, you're going to be sitting here 365 days later, still making the same stupid and petty beginner amateur mistakes as a trader. Make sure you guys have a personal daily loss limit. Make sure you guys have a trade count that you're going to stick to. Make sure you guys have a profit target in mind. Make sure you guys are being realistic with the type of gains you're looking to have. And just make sure that you're doing the same things over and over. So if you're identifying that you're making a lot of mistakes, we don't want to do bad, stupid mistakes every single day. Let's find one mistake that we seem to keep running into, and let's actively try to work on it. Let's try the next, 5 days. Can we eliminate this one mistake that we're making? And then maybe the following week, you find that other little small mental mistake or something that you're doing where you can work on that and just solely focus on that one mistake. I'm a firm believer in that you need to kind of focus on one thing at a time. If you're trying to make $2,000 this week and you're trying to pass 5 evaluations and you're trying to trade 20 different funded accounts, and you're trying to stop revenge trading, and you're trying to trade the open as well as still sit here after the bell, do you see how crazy that all sounds? Do you see how crazy that all sounds? Slow things down. Things will become simpler. Things will become a little bit easier. It's never going to be easy, but it's going to be easier to kind of handle what the market is throwing you on a day in and day out basis. Just be accepting of what the market gives you. And if something passes you by, for example, if you miss the move off the open, be accepting of it. There's no reason to continue to chase or to over leverage or to go reset 5 accounts because you don't want to miss out on this one move. Relax. Apex extended its sale, guys. If you need those 80% off codes or 80% off discounts with the $85 activation fee, that link is down in the description box below. If you guys are looking to join Evolution Traders, that link is also down in the description box below. I'll see all of you guys on the inside, and to the rest of you guys, I will see you guys back on YouTube.